Go back to sleep. Boy, oh boy, do I have an experience to share with all of you today. This happened earlier this year during spring break. For quick reference, I'm a sophomore in college, and I live with one other roommate, who we will call Samantha. Anyways, I was working the night shift at McDonald's, and I didn't get home until almost 1 in the morning. By the time I arrived, I'm exhausted, tired, eyes heavier than a 100-pound dumbbell. I couldn't wait to get into bed. But before I did so, I stepped into the shower to try to get the smell of grease and french fries off of my skin. While I'm in the shower, I heard the distinct sound of my bedroom door being opened, followed by footsteps. Assuming it was Samantha, I call her name, to which I get no reply. It was a bit strange since she normally would respond, but I assumed she was just grabbing my phone charger. She had told me earlier in the morning that hers had stopped working, and thus I told her she was free to use mine. As for not responding, I explained this away as the sound of the shower muffling my voice. So about 10 minutes later, I step out of the shower, I dry myself, and I change into my pajamas, and finally, I lay in bed. Here's when I noticed something. My charger was still plugged into my outlet. Well, that was funny. I look around my room trying to see if perhaps Samantha had grabbed something else. Everything looked untouched. Strange. Maybe I'd imagined the footsteps. Either way, I knocked out almost immediately. Now, I don't know how long I must have been out for, but at one point, I was awoken by movement in my bed. Just so you know, I have no pets, and Samantha has her own bed, thus I found the movement quite bizarre. I slowly opened my eyes, and what I saw laying next to me was one of the scariest sights of my life. There, staring back at me, with one of the most confused expressions I'd ever seen, was a homeless guy. I was still somewhat out of it, but I do remember mumbling, "Who are you, and what are you doing in my bed?" I recall a simple reply as the man whispered back,
"Go back to sleep."
Hearing that, I snap out of my drowsiness, jump out of my bed, and I grab the pepper spray that was on my nightstand. Who the hell are you? Get out of my house, now! The man pretty much noped out of the bed. He ran out of the room, and seconds later, I hear the front door slam open, and then close. Once I no longer heard him, I head over to Samantha's room, only to see it was empty. I now had clarification. I'd heard footsteps in the shower, and it wasn't Samantha. Funny enough, she texted me just 5 minutes after the homeless man ran out of my home. She told me she was going to stay at her boyfriend's house. Well, once I told her what happened, I called the police, and they take my statement when they got there. To this day, I'm absolutely frightened anytime I'm home alone. They never did find the man, but I just hope he never shows up again, because next time, I'll have no problem using my pepper spray. Edit. A lot of people were wondering how the man had gotten into the home to begin with. I forgot to include this, but we have a 2-car garage that's attached to our home. The garage door is the kind you use a remote in order to open. Sadly, it had been broken, and we had to resort to opening it by hand. This meant that the homeless man probably tried opening it out of curiosity, and he managed to successfully make his way inside after closing the door behind him. I believe I'd forgotten to lock the kitchen door, which is attached to the garage. So, I believe that explains it.